Our topic today is Baba Vanga, the blind Bulgarian clairvoyant. Bring a cup of tea or your favorite drink and let's get started. The world wakes up to horrific news. The Twin Towers bombing on September 11, 2001. Barack Obama is the first black president in the history of the United States of America to hold the U.S. presidency. The World Health Organization declares Corona a global pandemic. International events that shook the world and frightened everyone. Not because it happened, but because it came true after an illiterate old woman expected her. The life story of Baba Vanga, the blind Bulgarian clairvoyant, the most controversial figure in the world. Vangelia Pandava Gushtarova, better known as Baba Vanga, Grandma Vanga, blind woman and blind Sybil. Vanga is one of the most famous clairvoyants around the world who gained fame due to her many prophecies. Baba Vanga was born on January 31st in the city of Strumica, one of the provinces of the Ottoman Empire at the time, which is currently located in Macedonia. And this old woman died at the age of 85 years on August 11, 1996 in Petrich, Bulgaria. Who is Baba Vanga? Baba Vanga was born prematurely and suffered from severe health complications, and due to local traditions in her town, the baby was not given a name until it was believed that it was likely to survive. When the baby cried for the first time, a stranger suggested the name Andromaka, but the family refused because the name is Greek. And this was a period of enmity between the Bulgarian people and the Greeks, until they reached her name in the end and called her Vangelia. Baba Vanga was a very beautiful child with brown eyes and blonde hair. Her father was a political activist and was drafted into the Bulgarian army during the First World War. Shortly after entering the army, her mother passed away. Vanga was left alone, dependent on the care and benevolence of neighbors and close family friends for most of her youth. Vanga was very smart for her age. Everyone loved her because of her kindness and remarkable beauty. Her inclinations began to appear when she thought of herself in games and loved the game of healing. She prescribed some herbs to her friends who pretended to be ill. Baba Vanga loses her sight. One day a massive hurricane occurred, and this was the turning point in Baba Vanga's life according to her testimony, as the hurricane caused her to be thrown away in a nearby field. She was found after a long search. The witnesses described her as very frightened, her eyes covered in sand and dust, and she was unable to open them. And there was only money for a partial operation to treat her wounds, which led to a gradual loss of sight. In 1925, Baba Vanga was educated at a school for the blind in the city of Zemun, in the kingdom of Serbs, Croats, and Slovenes, and spent there 3 years, learning to read Braille, play the piano, as well as sew, cook, and clean. After the death of her father, she had to return home to take care of her brother's young children. Her family was very poor, and she had to work all day. In 1939, Vanga contracted pleurisy, although she remained largely inactive for several years, and the doctor's opinion was that she would die soon, but quickly recovered. The beginning of the fame of Baba Vanga. In the same year, World War II broke out. Yugoslavia was invaded and dismembered by the Axis powers, and Bulgaria was annexed by Strumica. At that time, Vanga attracted believers in her ability to heal and divination. A number of people visited her, hoping to get a hint about whether their relatives on the alive, or searching for the place where they died. And on April 8, 1942, it was visited by the Bulgarian Tsar Boris III. She continued to visit Baba Vanga, many dignitaries, and the public. After World War II, Bulgarian politicians and leaders from various republics of the Soviet Union, including Soviet Prime Minister Leonid Brezhnev, sought her advice. Predictions made by Baba Vanga have already come true. Sybil Baba Vanga sparked widespread controversy around the world because of her predictions about the future, and the most famous predictions are as follows. When visiting the Bulgarian Tsar Boris III, she predicted his death and said that he would die of a heart attack. The Yugoslav artist Silvana Armanulik visited her, and Baba Vanga refused to meet her and told her, "You can come after 3 months if you can come." And indeed, the artist died in a car accident 2 months after her visit to the fortune teller. In 1989, Baba Vanga predicted the events of September 11th and said that 2 American brothers would be attacked by birds of steel, and she meant the 2 planes that attacked the trade towers. Baba Vanga predicted the destruction of Asia by a large wave that would cover the shore and the disappearance of people under the water. And already in 2004, the largest tsunami occurred that sank the islands of Asia. She predicted the sinking of the Russian submarine Kursk and the dissolution of the Soviet Union. Sybil Baba Vanga predicted an attempt to assassinate Russian President Putin, and indeed there were more than one assassination attempts against him. She predicted that a black president would enter the White House, but many did not believe her during the reign of Bush Sr. But after her death, people believed her after the former president Barack Obama ruled the United States of America, predicted the explosion of the Chernobyl nuclear reactor. She died on August 11, 1996, due to breast cancer at the age of 85. Her home in Petrich has been turned into a museum, and she opened its doors to visitors on May 5, 2008. The end. Thanks for watching. Don't forget subscribe.